Hello ladies and gentlemen, Victorian Cowboy here bringing you an ARAM from League of Legends. And this time we're playing as Wukong. So I haven't played much as Wukong, but I figure it'd be nice to get something up there. And we're actually going to go tanky, because our team really doesn't have any tankiness to it. Somebody did start out with a Cho'Gath, but they ended up re-rolling him, meaning that we're going to be the one to jump in and just try and absorb all the damage possible. So we've got a Zillion, a Varus, a Tristana, and a Lysandra on our team. So several different damage sources. And then we also have, or we're against, a Nami, Singed, Morgana, Gnar, and Knossos. So as you can see, I got the Spectre's Cowl because primarily they are going to be doing some magic damage to us. And it's that magic damage that's going to really get us early. Their Gnar will be doing some physical damage, but until he really gets up, until he gets some items, he's not going to be the most terrifying of the bunch. And Knossos, depending on how he builds, looks like he's going to go for a standard Knossos build, but hopefully he doesn't. With an ARAM, you don't really get the stacks as Knossos that you really need to be efficient. So without those stacks, he's not going to be as terrifying. Now then, if he goes Mage Knossos, however, that Burning Sands is really going to start doing some damage to us. And early on, I don't really want to jump out there and be the first blood. I'll jump out and save my teammate, but overall, I don't want to, go and be too heroic, because there's not really any point of sacrificing myself too early. Excuse me. But as you can see, we've had some pretty decent exchanges with them. They've become rather low. So now, but now then, this Nami got out of position. Actually, we're not winning this fight at all. Our team just got so out of position there. I thought we could get the Gnar, but he managed to get out. I thought we could get the Nami, but again, she managed to get out. He's going to turn into Mega Gnar there. As you can see, his Fury bar has turned red. So at that point in time, it's always best to just back off, let him turn into Mega Gnar, and not insta-stun you. Because the worst thing about fighting a Gnar is that he has several different stuns, especially once he hits 6. So just avoiding his abilities renders him fairly useless. And I'm not entirely sure where our Zillion is going. Looks like he had a death wish of some kind. But we're just going to stand back here and keep ourselves safe under tower. Maybe jump on someone if they get too out of position, but overall, it's best to just let our Varus try and poke them down from where he is. Because there's no real point in just getting out there when we can't really finish them. So, this is going to be an interesting game, seeing as our poke champions are squishy and haven't really managed to catch them off guard enough. But that Singed made the mistake of coming in a little too close. Then I've got my ult now, my Cyclone. So that Cyclone is going to help us finish off a couple of these guys. Going to just get out of it. No point in running around with it on when I'm not going to be able to make max use of it and get that cooldown started, so that way we can use it again more quickly. Ooh. And the Nami picking up the kill. That's not something you see all the time. But hopefully yes, our Tristana is going AD, so that'll be helpful for us. We've got 2 AD, 2 AP, and then 1 tank, which is me. So that's going to be a nice combo for us. And now then, the goal is to just continue dealing damage to them. And hopefully he can make it up. Oh, that singed actually threw me back so I could get some escape there. He saved me. And now we're just going to farm on the tower and see what we can catch for ourselves. And, you know, dodge any skill shots that are coming our way. So the Gnar is in the bush. Now we're going to get up. Because there's... Ooh, they threw my clone. There was no point in staying in there. I was hoping I could just do something to that Gnar. And I did manage to proc his passive so that he could rage out and get big. But when he gets big, he just has that extra health boost that... Ooh. And now we're going to just get out of there. So, we made it out alright. So far, we're doing okay. We have nearly 100% kill participation too. So that's a big plus. Though, we should be dying fairly soon so we can get our Banshee's Veil first. And then maybe move on to perhaps a damage item. Or just perhaps a Sunfire Cape would be good. Get some of that just damage over time because we are jumping in on them. And hopefully we'll be tanking their entire team. So we're just gonna sit there and... I couldn't flash over the top of it. But we did manage to get a couple of them. So we're going to get our Banshee's Veil. And then... probably going to go for a Brutalizer. Something to get us just a little bit of extra damage. Some Armor Pen. And then we'll get our Sunfire Cape. But we'll pick up some health pots here. Stay out there. Survive a little longer now. But that's not bad. 1-1-6 so far. We survived for the first 7.5 minutes. Especially when our team has 14 deaths. So, you know, that's a plus. Staying alive in ARAM while still being an active contributor to the team. But now we're going to back off because there's no point in staying there while we're just taking that much damage. Going to queue up a couple of pots. And hopefully we'll be able to go in on someone and get some damage done. Ooh, and the nice snipe from Varus. He was actually in the front lines getting that snipe too, so that's impressive that they hadn't ended him. So what does our Gnosis have? It looks like he's going for an Iceborne Gauntlet. So he's going to go tanky mage, because that's where he's going to get the most of his damage. Our Varus is doing quite a lot of damage. So if he's going for a...
Show me the path.
I forget the name of it. But the recurve bow doesn't go into all that much, but there's... When I get a chance, I'll look it up for you guys. It's the item that allows him to shoot 3 targets instead of 1. It's not as efficient in something like this, especially with Varus, because Varus' main goal is to snipe, so the more damage he can do from a distance, the better off he will be. But we're gonna come in here, hit as many people as we can, and hopefully finish off the Gnar. Oh, and then we flashed. I was hoping we'd escape that, but the Gnosis got his... Burning Sands down too quickly, so there really wasn't anywhere for us to go. But not necessarily worth to get the Gnar. It was kind of just a spur of the moment. Oh, he's low, let's go in and get him. So not the wisest decision. I mean, we're still fairly even score-wise. I mean, we do have several assists, but that last life, we got just a little reckless with how we were fighting. So not exactly the wisest decision. Definitely not something you want to do all the time. But now we're just going to farm down this wave. Ooh, Zillion Bomb. And as you can see, my Banshee's Veil is now down because of Nar's boomerang. Hopefully our Zillion starts using his ult. His ult is down. Oh, and we got bubbled. And we're gonna run a little bit. Couldn't do much there. Stuck between two champions that have quite a lot of CC. What's doing the most damage to us right now? Looks like it's still magic damage, so it may be just a better idea to get something like a Maw of Melmortius, so pick up the components to a Hex Drinker. Because even if we don't get that, just having these components would be useful. Because their team right now is building, only Nar is doing damage, in the sense of physical damage. So having the magic resist is going to be more useful long term for this game. You got it. Now then, though, it's just a matter of dodging their skill shots and getting damage down on the people who need to have damage put down on them. So I'm going to start chugging a pot, hopefully. Oh, Nar was so close to being dead there. So, finishing the Hex Drinker, I might have enough damage next time an instance like that comes up to finish him. Oh, double kill. Maybe I'll just wait and get my Hex Drinker. Our Tristana's going in there and getting the resets. She's going to just walk all over them if she can continue to get... Ooh. I don't know. I can understand the desire to flash there, but that flash, not necessarily the best. So we're just going to wait, get our Hex Drinker, and now we're going to charge out and hopefully do some decent tanking and damage. Right now, it's looking like we may be one of the tankier champions on our team, and in fact we are. And the only one who rivals us on their team currently is the Gnosis with his skills. The Nar hasn't built super tanky, he's going more of a AD carry build, which I can understand due to the need for someone to do damage on their team, but at the same time it's just not going to be as efficient. Ooh. And they're going to just pick me off here. So we're just gonna come in and just deal some damage, get some kills, do as much damage as we can. Oh, come on. Yes. So, didn't go quite as well as would have been nice, but it wasn't a complete failure on the whole. Now, what's doing the most damage to us? That time we had some physical damage, so now would probably be a good time to pick up the Sunfire Cape, because it'll give us some health and some armor, just something to absorb what they're dishing out at us. Mana hasn't really been a problem for us this game, however. So, we're currently 4, 5, and 12. There have been a couple of instances where we've just gone in willy-nilly like. I got this. But we're going to make a comeback here. Do something useful. Ooh. My Banshee's Veil saved me that time. We're going to avoid the bubble there. And we're going to see who we can come in on. And now we're going to just get out of there. Ooh, that is a good good use of that. Ooh, get out of there. Get out of the Morgana ult. And now let's focus on the squishy people. And hopefully we can deal enough damage to keep her off of us. Ooh. How much damage does she do? She did a ton of damage to us. even popping our Hex Drinker and whatnot. They just have some tankiness that we're unable to pick off quickly enough. So what we need to do is we need to start focusing someone like Nami, who's a healer, because that healer is just a pain in the butt. Even though they nerfed healers, she's still someone who makes it very hard to combat. And Morgana got a really nice ult off. That ult of hers really gave her an edge. Now then, I don't know that we're going to be able to really get in here and do much that's going to be super effective, but it's best to try.
Just try to stop.
And now we're going to chug a pot. Chug another pot and run. And then just do as much damage as we can to them as we're in there. Our Tristan is still up, so that'll be good if she can just kite him. Instead, she tried to turn and face him. So yes, he's probably faster than she is, but she should have just kept running. Unfortunately, she did get caught and thrown back, so the Morgana and the Nami could have their way with her. Nami's got a Deathfire Grasp. That's probably why she can... Ooh. So, with that double kill, I'm going to just stay back here and wait. There's no point in me going out and dying alone. It'd be best to wait for the team. Oh, Zillion, there's no need for you to go in like that. And now we've got the Tristana with us, so she's got some damage capabilities, but my Banshee's Veil has been popped. So really, what's best is defend and wait for an opportunity to do something effective against them. We don't want to force anything. Right now, as long as we have our 2 towers up, if we can just take the waves away, that'll be what we want to do. Because, well, they could probably tank it with someone like Nasus. It's not going to be as effective because we could have a really high ace potential there. And especially with my ult. But now they've come in on us, so we can just come in, dash forward, and see if we can just take anyone out.
I got this.
But that Morgana ult does do a lot of damage. So, well, we did have a decent engage to begin with. We just don't have the potential to keep up that level of damage output. And now Morgana's tanking a tower. At least it wasn't an execute. So, we're going to look into seeing what else we could possibly need in this game. So again, this is not a standard build for Wukong in any way, but our team just needed someone tanky because nobody else had the capability to tank. They're just not tanky. I mean, Lysandra, had she gotten a Blade of the Rune King, had the potential to become a tank. But again, it was not the greatest potential. So our team composition is very much something to blame for how our game is going. But at least our Tristana is starting to pick up. Tristana is a great late game carry. This is before her rework, however, so I don't know how she's going to function with some of the changes coming to her. Oh, Tristana. We might Now, it doesn't look like we're going to get that first tower still, even with
My
that
journey's
push.
only beginning.
And I've reached a point where I'm a little low to try and really engage them. We have no towers to fall back to. We could try and play for time for our inhibitor, but
Never settle for
still, it's not the greatest possibility, and our Zillion is getting caught out a little bit. But maybe we can pick off the Nami. I'm going to come and try and protect
Is that all they've got?
our damage dealers. And now I'm going to get out of there because not a whole lot I could do once she went down. Mainly because I haven't built enough damage. So even with what I'm picking up now, which would be just to finish them off now Mortius, it's not going to be enough. So it's going to be a good game. Because they just had a stronger team comp than us. Because although we had some good poke and whatnot, there just wasn't the same damage potential there. So, unfortunate loss, but you win some, you lose some. So anyway, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, have a good one.